They say the meek will inherit the earth. We say the nerds are already in control. Welcome to the Frackin' Nerds, episode number 215. I'm your host, Doc Martin. Joining me on the show, all the way from the other side of the bridge, it is Mr. Kennedy.
Kennedy.
What's going on, man?
Life.
It's been a long time since Concave, since we've talked and everything else, so... That was an experience. What was your verdict on Concave down in Bowling Green for 2018?
I liked it. I want to go back next year.
Well, there you
go.
It's a good time. I played a lot more board games, which that's always what I needed when I was going down there the last couple of years, is like somebody just to really hang out, play board games, just chill and whatever. And I probably had the best time I've had since then, even though, they kept warning us about tornadoes about to kill us and everything else. So it was definitely interesting.
Right, and I found Flux and alcoholic pudding shots.
Yes, you did. And I know I was a big fan of the Red Dragon Inn game, which, good Lord, I was looking that game up. It's like the original game is like $25-$30, which is like 4 characters, and then they've got like 8 like expansions. I was just like, Christ Lord, that's expensive just to add a couple characters that you may want to play with. I don't know.
Right.
What's the most you'd pay for a board game?
I would say like board game, true board game.
We're talking board game because I understand, like with you playing Pathfinder and stuff like that, books can add up. But like an actual board game that it's all encompassed in one and everything else.
It would have to be my Resident Evil.
And how much is that?
That one.
Whoa, good Lord! You just changed voices.
Yep. Oh, I took you off speaker. It was cutting out for some reason.
Okay. How much is the Resident Evil one?
It cost me $45.
Oh, okay. I'm trying to think of my most expensive board game I have. Usually,
Cards Against...
no, no. I think it may be anywhere between like 30 to 40. I think I'd be willing to pay $60 for a board game because I'm fine with paying for that for a video game.
Right.
So I think I'd be... Well, we'll talk about, and this relates to later in the show, there's a Kickstarter for a new board game that sounds really cool, but the price on it to get going is a little high. And we'll talk about that in other board games that we find interesting and fun. Also, today we're going to talk about Kristen Wiig is coming to Wonder Woman. Netflix is getting another comic book group to make shows on, and newest Xbox updates that are going to be coming if you have an Xbox One or Xbox One X. Otherwise, if you're a PS4 or a PC person, none of these updates are going to affect you. So you can just, keep listening to the show and go, I wish I had an Xbox, except for most PC people don't say that.
Suck it, Sony fanboys.
Well, California lawmakers are introducing a right to repair bill. It's coming up soon that would allow third-party professionals to be able to diagnose and fix issues with phone devices, among other things. Because like right now, or you're not even allowed to even legally allowed to, I'm not allowed to open up my Xbox and mess with it.
Right.
So this is going to be a new...
I've done so. I do it on the side all the time, but technically, legally, I void a warranty every time.
Exactly. And then sometimes they'll even ban you if you've done work on a particular device. I mean, if you've modified it or something like that. I've had an Xbox 360 banned because I've modified it and everything else. Maybe I wasn't doing the most legal things in the world, but it's still, I bought the device. I should be able to utilize it as I see fit, right?
Right.
I mean, Apple,
unless you're hindering upon somebody else's experience.
Exactly. And am I hindering anybody's experience? No. It's sitting at my home. I'm not causing a denial of service or anything like that. I want to maybe add some apps that you don't offer or something like that. Or even the fact that if I need if I've got an iPhone and I need it worked on, or I should be able to take it somewhere and work on it and not be like, oh, nope, too bad. We won't allow you to do that.
Yeah. This will be interesting. Being that I'm in the field doing it all the time, I always have to tell people that, if I open this up, it voids the warranty, and most of the time people are okay with it because my rates are so much cheaper than anything that any of the companies charge. So it's always been a moot point. But if I can do it and not void that person's warranty, I'm sure it's going to change things up.
Very much so. Now, they apparently allowed this to happen in Nevada, and a lot of the tech companies were just like, oh, no, now all the devices in Nevada are just going to be all hackers and everything else. And apparently that's not the way it's gone. I think it's just allowed more people to, upgrade that iPhone battery where you don't have to take it to the iPhone, Apple store to get work. Because I don't think you can upgrade an iPhone battery, like, legally or without you taking it to the Apple store, right?
Correct. That's a bit harder to do than just, it's not plug and play for sure. So.
No, and I think they purposely do that because, other, phones like allow you, like LG phones, you can pull out the back and switch out the battery, which helps, especially if, you're running around and you may need a second battery to flip out because you don't have enough time to charge, or your battery just starts losing its charge, or, the, ability to hold a charge. Especially with the new iPhones that came out where they said they actually, decrease the speed or the charging abilities on the older phones so that forced people to actually go buy new ones?
They were changing the connectivity speed for people and slowing the processor down, which that was kind of true and kind of not true. What it really was that the new apps took up so much processor speed that the old processors couldn't keep up.
Oh, I see.
So, honestly, there was a phone I saw on a TED Talk, I think, years ago, where they were talking about making it modular. So was your phone slowing down? Upgrade the chipset. And you would literally just, like a Lego, pop it out, pop the new one in.
Oh, that'd been nice.
Right. And I don't know what happened. I didn't follow it enough to see what has happened to it, but it was really cool. It reminds me of the Moto Z Plays and stuff that they have out now where you can add the mods to the back.
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot like that.
Well, and that's the other thing is, like, some of that stuff, being able to adapt it to your own personality, I think that's the direction we all need to go. I'm glad that at least most of the Android devices, connect the same way. I don't have to go buy a Motorola charger or an LG charger now. It's usually one type of connection. You're either dealing with
that was a law that the federal government passed.
I know, because it was just ridiculous.
It was, and that's why they passed that law. Was they were saying that there needs to be a universal charger for most phones because it was just too much.
It was. I mean, you're charging somebody like $30 a connector, and if you lost it and nobody else had that same phone, you're out of luck. Versus plugging in a USB-C, a Thunderbolt, or usually the biggest challenge is like, oh, you have an Apple phone. I can't charge my Android phone with this.
Right.
That is the biggest challenge. Well, you don't have
because Apple's assholes.
Yeah, they're elitist. You don't have Alexa. I have like 3 running in this place. Some of the biggest thing that has come up is apparently it is laughing randomly. Now, I've never heard the laughing in ours. We actually asked her here. We may be able to hear this. Alexa, laugh for me.
Sure, I can laugh. Tee-hee.
That's all we get is tee-hee. But apparently people are hearing cackling laughter coming randomly, which would
weird.
That would freak me out. We do hear her say she will answer a question that nobody has asked, like especially the kitchen, which is even weirder because nobody's in there unless she's picking
it's a conduit to the ghosts, man.
Yes, so in this 10-year-old condo where nobody's died in it, we're getting the ghost from there. The other thing that the newest thing though is apparently you can ask Alexa a song that you can't remember, and she should be able to find it. Kind of wondered, do you have a song that maybe I can ask her to see if she knows what it is?
Ask her if she can remember that song that was all about a color.
Is there really a song called like that?
Oh, come on! Don't tell me you forgot it.
Let's say, Alexa, what's that song that's all about a color? No, she stopped listening. Alexa, what's that song all about a color?
Sorry, I don't know that one.
She didn't know that one. Nor do I. What are you asking about?
It was blue.
Oh. Alexa, what song goes do 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 do? I'm totally off, aren't I? Let's see if she.
To-do-do-do. To-da-da-da. By the police.
Nope. No, it's. I was kind of going blue. It's like blue, boo, doo, boo. How does the blue go? Do you remember?
I'm blue, dabba dee, dabba die.
Okay, Alexa, what's the song that goes? Be that be. I'm totally messing this up.
You are tone deaf as shit, aren't you?
I can't pull it out. That's what I told her. Alexa, what's the song that goes? Happy, happy, joy, joy, happy, happy, joy, joy. Which is happy, happy, joy, joy. No, that's not the song. No.
Okay, so
Alexa,
cool,
stop.
but it's broken.
It is. Okay, Alexa, what's the song that says my neck, my back, lick my pussy, and my crack?
My neck, my back, lick it, by Kia.
Oh, she got it. Okay. All right.
And
Alexa,
now we...
what's that song? Short Dick Man.
This is my neck, my back.
No, I know that's what we're playing. All right, just stop. Alexa, stop. Just stop. Lick my pussy and my crack. Stop! Alexa, stop! She must really love this song. Alexa, stop. All right. God, she must love that song. That's my jam, she said. Well, Waymo will begin self-driving semi-truck pilots in Atlanta next week. So they're going to have semis rolling with unassisted drivers. There will be drivers in there, but they'll be autonomous. Does this scare you? I know it's Jason Crow. It just constantly scares.
They've already had these on the road for a little while now, up in, I believe it's like New York and Washington, so...
I doubt New York. Maybe Washington. I
don't know. I've seen a few things on this already, so...
Apparently one of the trucks just completed a trip from California to Florida. And Uber has announced that their autonomous trucks are going to begin operating in Arizona for a couple of months now. I think it's good because of it. You can maybe then have people like these trucks going a longer time without worrying about somebody falling asleep or something like that.
Right.
Because then there's still a person in the car.
Thing is, like, if they get off of a road that has no lines, how are they supposed to operate?
Well, I think it only works on highways.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you're always going to have that driver.
Well, the highways is where most of the driving comes from.
Until it comes time for delivery when they have to pull off the highway.
Well, then you just have that person take over, and usually you're within a few miles, I would assume, of a location of where you need to drop them.
Going to make shit wages now.
Well, yeah, but I would assume, a little more safer, or it's going to be more trucks on the highways because you can put more out there.
Okay, so I'm seeing a mixture of two movies here. You remember Maximum Overdrive?
Yes.
Okay.
Stephen King novel with Emilio Estevez.
Yes. So that one and the semi-trucks from iRobot.
Oh, yeah. Well, in Logan, they had the trucks that were autonomous.
I didn't see Logan.
How have you not seen Logan?
Because I'm behind the times.
Oh, my God. You can see Logan. It's a 2.5 hour movie. It's very good. It's probably the best Wolverine movie.
I totally freaking want to see it. Hugh Jackman's one of my favorite actors.
All right. And you can't even go see Tomb Raider with me tomorrow, so I can do my review. Because you got to work till what, 9?
I know I'm off tomorrow.
Oh, then why didn't you get the? Did you sign up for the tickets?
No.
Oh, I go on my Facebook page. I put a link on to get the preview tickets for. Nobody else listened to that, so that Kennedy doesn't lose out. I'll send you the link before we're done.
Okay.
Yeah, sign up, see if you can get them. You can get 2 tickets, so they're doing a special screening. I know we both have Movie Pass, but I'm like, hey, I can see it early and give a review. This works really well for me. You know what else is
Movie Pass pay for it?
No, it's a special screening, so it's free.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, that's why. It looks like Fox is determined to get out as many Marvel movies as possible before that Disney merger occurs. One of them that they are apparently working on is Silver Surfer. That Brian K. Vaughan, who is huge in regards to a saga and Runaways, the comic book, not the Hulu show, because you've all heard my opinions on how I feel about the Hulu show. And Why the Last Man is apparently writing the screenplay on this. I'm sending the message right now, and I got. You know who Silver Surfer is, right? Kenny, I know you're.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't think you've read any.
On Fantastic Four movie.
Correct. That was like the worst. I don't know now if that was considered the worst of them. The one right after that was the worst one.
I thought the new one's the worst one.
It is. Yeah, you're right. I mean, they really screw up Doctor Doom, and it's bad. Now, with Deadpool coming out, did you hear about apparently a special screening of Deadpool did not go over very well?
Did not.
Now, it could...
I've heard that, no.
And that's coming out in, about a month or two? And that
something like that.
It makes me a little worried. Now, I figure with Ryan Reynolds pretty much being the guy, outside of the director, Tim Miller, not being a part of this, that he should at least have a feel if this movie's going bad and be a strong hand. I think because he is producer on this also, that hopefully this is not losing its... I mean, the trailers don't always say sell it all the way. Looks pretty good. So I'm worried that... But it could be anything. I mean, but then again...
it could be that they had a test audience of nothing but like 70-year-old women.
Yeah, early screenings of Justice League said this is probably the greatest movie ever made from Warner Brothers execs. You just never know.
Right. I don't know. I'll watch it no matter what. So
I'm going to it anyway. I mean, I go to in any comic book movie, I will see just at least have an opinion. I mean, that's just kind of how I am. Right. But I'm excited. Hopefully, this does not go bad.
Have you seen this thing on Facebook where Marvel has taken like all of the elves from the Lord of the Rings movies and made them bad people in the universe?
The elves?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh well, because one of the elves was Eccleston's from Thor, and the other one was they were taken because those are people that played characters. That's what you're saying, right? Because one is Red Skull,
right? The actors,
yeah. How many other
Hugo
elves?
Weaving was
he was Red Skull.
Hugo Weaving was Red Skull.
Eccleston was God, I can't remember what his name. He was an elf too because he was a dark elf in Thor. Like
he was the main bad guy in Thor.
But he didn't. Funny part is have you read? Speaking of Eccleston, he said that apparently BBC blacklisted him because he left Doctor Who, and then he said,
"Oh no, Eccleston wasn't in Lord of the Rings."
Oh yeah, you're right. What am I thinking? Okay.
The guy, no, the bad guy from Guardians. What's his name?
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh God.
He played the King Elf.
Yes. Oh well, then you have Golem too, but he wasn't an elf.
Right, and then the lady who plays the.
Oh yes, okay, I've got it right here. Yeah.
Lady Elf. She's yeah.
She's
She's in the new one. She's in the new Thor Ragnarok. But what they're saying is like in the movie,
you're a hero till Marvel makes you the villain.
Do what?
You're a hero till Marvel makes you a villain.
Right, but in the Lord of the Rings movies, it shows the dwarf and he's saying never trust an elf.
Oh.
And then it shows those two pictures of them.
Well, then again, Gandalf was a villain also, so you got to watch out when you become in the Marvel movies.
All right, Magneto.
Well, because a lot of them became evil, but then I'm not sure.
I didn't know Liv Tyler was in the Marvel series.
Yeah, she's actually two people in the Marvel series. She is in the Hulk series as my brain is locking up, but it's the Hulk's girlfriend. God, I can't remember her name.
She-Hulk?
Not She-Hulk, no. I can't remember what her name is. Betty Ross, yes, who her dad is the General Ross. And then she's also the voice in Spider-Man Homecoming. She is his like little communicator thing. His girl,
Right.
yeah. Which no, that's not. No, fuck, I'm wrong. No, it's not Liv Tyler. That is never mind. That's the one girl. God, I can't remember. I am just totally worthless today in regards to information. Never mind. Yeah, that's a different person. Well, let's talk about Kristen Wiig coming to Wonder Woman too. Word is coming out that she is now signed to be the villain in Wonder Woman 2. And when you think Kristen Wiig, what type of villain do you think of, Kennedy?
I had a hard time thinking about a villain, so.
She is going to play Cheetah.
That sounds interesting.
Cheetah, as I always saw in the comics, is like African descent, and I'm kind of confused on why this skinny white girl is going to play a major villain character that should be African. But I mean, Charlize Theron is African, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a little confused. I don't see Kristen Wiig as like a villain. Do you?
No, not at all.
She's just gonna be like making jokes and weird faces and. Oh, okay. In some of the old ones, Cheetah just wears a. Oh, that's just okay. Because apparently Cheetah's worn. There's been different Cheetahs in the stories, and some have just wore costumes. Others, it's their entire skin looks like a cheetah. I don't know. I just don't see it, Kristen.
Hold on, I'm gonna look at a picture of her.
Okay, go ahead. So I'm very confused by this. I don't think this is the right casting. Again, everyone knows my feelings on the Wonder Woman movie. I feel like they praise it just because it has a female director and it's a female lead of a comic book movie. But you don't just give awards just because you feel like you should. And then again,
Kristen, she's like a sidekick character.
She is. She's the comic relief. She does serious movies. I give her that, but it doesn't feel right. I think this is a bad decision. But it's fine. I don't like Wonder Woman. I just feel like this is a direction that it's going to keep going, making it worse. DC has not made great decisions pretty much in all of its movies. Just a continuation of all. Another idea that sounds bad is Vin Diesel is going to be playing Bloodshot for the Valiant comic book movie.
But Vin Diesel can play anything.
He can play anything where he has to say very few words and make it a grumbly voice. Like he's only been good in 2 movies. Guardians and in the robot movie. Iron Giant. That's the only ones he's ever been good in.
I liked the pacifier. I thought it was funny.
Oh my god! You like the pacifier?
Yeah.
All right. I'd say I'm not amazed, but you always amaze me every time.
That's what makes us a good team, man. People
I know
can relate to me, and people can relate to you.
I know you throw me off like I shouldn't be because. You like, and when I jest with you, it's always fun. Because you like Fuller House and all that kind of stuff, and then you'll.
Hey, which according to Netflix, I'm going to get badges for eventually. So whatever.
That's for children, dude. They're giving badges so children can.
What the fuck do you think we do when we get achievements on Xbox? That's the same
does,
shit.
And there's achievements for watching Netflix. I still haven't hit the. For some reason, I guess I have to watch a whole series or a whole movie for 7 straight days because I don't know why I haven't locked on that because I know I use my Netflix every single day. So I'm confused.
I know. I think I haven't got that one either.
I'm confused why I haven't gotten that. I don't know. So I don't know who's asking for this Valiant Comics Bloodshot. I mean, maybe good. But Valiant Comics is like, like that third tier comic books. And there are some good ones out there. I'll give them that. But it is not a majorly known. You cannot, like, you would not go up to my mom and go, "Hey, you excited, Brad? That's Valiant Comics coming out," and she'd be like, "I have no clue what that is." They're not a household name.
No, but this might be what puts them on the map.
I don't know. It's Vin Diesel. Vin Diesel, unless he's driving a car, because that's the only way he really makes money. He's driving a car around.
So you didn't like Pitch Black either?
Oh no, I like Pitch Black. I didn't like any of the other ones that came afterwards, but I like Pitch Black. I felt that was kind of like an indie sci-fi horror movie.
I liked the animated one that came afterwards.
There was an animated one?
The what?
There was an animated one?
Yeah.
Now, I like the video game. I remember playing that and enjoying that. I never finished.
Yeah, no, there was an animated Chronicles movie.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it was good, but it was different. I was in this phase. I also liked the Animatrix at the same time. So
there were a couple episodes in that were good, but the whole thing was not. Thinking I was after the first Matrix, it became a mess. Like they didn't really know what to do.
Right, it's one of my favorite series, and I love it, but I understand with a hate for it, if that makes sense. Just like I love Rocky Horror, but I know why people hate it.
Why do they hate Rocky Horror?
Because it's different.
It's different. It's
and it challenges your thought process.
It's about an alien invasion. What's so crazy about that?
A transsexual alien invasion.
Well, no, because he wasn't an alien, right? I thought it was the butler and the maid were the aliens.
No, he was an alien too.
Oh, I didn't remember.
Yeah, he was an alien too.
Oh.
It was all about him, because he, at the very end of the movie, he's like, "Okay, I guess it's time for us to go home." And then the other two aliens are like, "No, fuck you, bitch. We're leaving you here."
Now, is that a prop? Like, if he's transvestite, can't that be maybe mean something different in an alien world? I mean, it means one thing here as a human, but maybe, being a transvestite is a whole different thing. And
right. Well, and that's the whole thing about duology and the sexes. Did they even have a sex? Were they unisex from where they come from? Stuff like that. So,
exactly. We don't know. Don't judge them. Don't identify them.
Oh God, that would be a whole different movie nowadays. Although they tried to remake it, and
there was a sequel to it.
I'm going to put this out for the world. Please stop touching my Rocky Horror. Just fucking leave it alone.
I still think that's apparently the longest running movie of all time. I think right now, because it always airs somewhere
every day.
Once a week. No, once a week.
Is it once a week?
Yeah, and someplace the film airs. So it's still it's considered the longest running film ever.
Oh, that makes sense.
Well, a series that ended and apparently is going to get a prequel. It's the Sopranos are going to get a prequel film called The Many Saints of Newark. Did you ever watch The Sopranos?
I did not.
Oh, it was a good series. Had the weirdest. I mean, I wouldn't say weirdest ending. Just it was very controversial the way it ended. I don't know if you've not seen it.
It pissed a lot of people off.
It did, because people were like, "Did my HBO just go off the air? What happened?" To spoil it,
people were asking if HBO is going to do the same thing to Game of Thrones.
No. They couldn't do that because it's just a whole different. You wouldn't do that. You got to wrap it up though. Yeah, they're not going to just drop it to black. Spoilers for an 11-year-old TV series. The series ran from 1999 to 2007. I think they took like 2.5 years off or something like now, which people lost their mind then, and now we're just kind of used to it with Game of Thrones with like, oh, it's going to take 3 years? Okay. That's fine.
Yeah.
The show won 21 Emmy Awards, 5 Golden Globes, and a Peabody Award for its first 2 seasons. And so they're going to be doing, apparently it's going to be about... it's going to be set in the 60s, around the time of the Newark riots when African Americans and Italians of the city were locked in a lethal war. I don't know. I don't know if I had enough.
Maybe I need to go back and watch The Sopranos. Maybe it's time.
Have you watched The Wire yet?
No.
All right. You've got a lot of stuff to watch.
Well, I'm trying to get through the series right now that everybody got mad at me that I hadn't watched yet. So.
What's that?
Supernatural.
Oh, you got no. Why you? It's gonna take up half your life. That's 13 seasons you got to get through, and now you got a Scooby.
I'm already on season 6.
You got a Scooby Doo series coming out with it also. So you got you should have went somewhere else. That's a lot to watch.
Well, like I said, I'm already halfway through. So.
Well, the creator of Deadpool, Rob Liefeld, is apparently got a deal with Netflix and is bringing one of his shared universes to there. Along with Netflix's big acquisition of Mark Millar's Millar World, streaming company has picked up Liefeld's Extreme Universe and his set of comic book characters. Once again, Extreme Universe is pretty much like I was talking about with Valiant Comics. Pretty much most of those characters are not household names. Not sure how that's going to go. And Rob Liefeld, every time I see him on an interview, looks like he is just coked out of his brain. Just calm down, dude. Calm down.
I mean, Mel Gibson was coked out of his brain, but he gave us some pretty good stuff.
Yeah, then he's doing like saying hate crime words and stuff to people. So yeah. Well, apparently more people are getting Star Wars series. Jon Favreau will be the next one to get the live-action TV series.
Live-action TV Star Wars?
Yep. It's gonna be a part of the. I would assume.
Why?
Well, Disney's got to make content for their streaming service, so this would be another thing. They've been talking about a live-action Star Wars for a very long time. And I guess
they're oversaturating my fandom here.
It is going to be a lot, don't you think?
It is. It already is. I feel like I'm not even a true Star Wars fan anymore because I'm so separated from things. Like, I didn't watch the freaking Clone Wars stuff. I haven't watched any of that Cartoon Network crap.
Well, they say, Rebels is actually supposed to be really good.
But see, I don't have time for all that. Like, I enjoyed my 6 movies. I was okay with Rogue One. I'm okay with the Solo story, but it's like all this offshoot shit. I'm never gonna watch it all.
It makes money, and they can connect the universes. Like they connected Rebels with Rogue One. Some of the ships that were there that were introduced in actual Rebels or were showing up in Rogue One, and I don't know. It's an interesting concept. I mean, is it any different? If you have
the time for it, I'm glad for you.
But is it any different than what Marvel does with their TV series?
No, and I've completely dropped off watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and all that shit, too.
Well, pretty much the world has dropped off on watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because it stopped being a good show.
Yeah, it got confusing.
Well, when you start off, it's like, hey, this is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And then midway through, when the Captain America movie comes out, and they're like, we've disbanded S.H.I.E.L.D. And I'm like, where's the show going? Oh, they're on the run. They don't have anybody to connect with. Oh, okay. And then they're like, hey, we have this really crappy series called Inhumans. We're going to throw this at it, too, and hope it sticks. And everyone's like, we don't like Inhumans. They're annoying. They're like, okay, well, this didn't work. Let's go ahead and make our own Inhumans series. Nobody likes it because nobody gives a fuck about the Inhumans. They just don't. There's some cool characters in there, but the rest of it's pretty fucking boring. I guess this is when people say, there's like, Doug Martin hates everything. No, but pretty much everybody hates Inhumans. Ask anybody. There's probably one guy that likes it. And only anybody ever remembers is Black Bolt. That's it. So, fight me if I'm wrong. Well, with what about it? Fight me. State of Decay 2 is coming out. Are you looking to get that game?
What is it?
State of Decay 2. Did you ever play the first one?
No, I did not.
Oh, man. You need to get this game. Do you like zombie games?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Right now I'm playing the Siege has their Outbreak mode for another 20 days. And me and Patrick have been hitting that up.
What is Siege?
Rainbow Six Siege.
Oh, okay.
Right. They have a Outbreak mode, and it feels like an awesome combination of Left 4 Dead and Call of Duty zombies.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know. They did it really fucking well. It's awesome.
If you've never played State of Decay, which yourself have not played, what it is it's a game where you start off, a zombie infestation has occurred. You start as one character, and what you try to do is go find refugees, create a base, try to provide it with supplies, going out constantly trying to get supplies and everything else. What I didn't like about the game is you and I, we have what is called a life and jobs and responsibilities. We can't play games every single day. Apparently, if you went 3 days or so without getting on the game, your place apparently got overrun and destroyed by zombies. I don't like that. It's like when I turn off my game, the world should pause with it. But they wanted to do it to where you constantly are coming back, constantly building it up and everything else. The new game,
that's not it's not a new concept. They did it with Metal Gear Solid. I want to say it was 3, where if you were in the middle of the sniper battle and you saved and you didn't come back for a little while, either one, you would sign on and the sniper would capture you and you'd be in prison.
Okay.
Or 2, you would come back and he would be dead.
Oh, wow.
Because he was so old. So, like, that's... They've been doing that one for a little bit now, but it would definitely suck to destroy your ship.
It does, because you would just like, hey, I got other things to do, and you're like, hey, I'm going to come back and, kill some zombies and look for supplies, and you're like, oh, well, everyone's been murdered, so yay, fun game. Well, apparently the new one that's coming out, it's going to actually, I don't know if it's going to continue that, hopefully not, because a lot of people did not like that, but it's going to allow you to play 4 people at the same time, so I think you need to get it so we can play together. Because like playing like Players Unknown, I can't play it by myself because it's boring. Because otherwise, I'm just running, hiding, and then dying at the end. But I always have a good time when I'm playing with friends, communicating. Feel like I haven't, a shot. Though I'm usually the worst of the group. I'll admit it.
We've been trying to get you on the past few nights, and you ain't been playing.
I haven't. Well, send me a message to find out. Because sometimes I am.
I always send you a message. I always send you invites, and it's like, I'm on Hulu.
Oh,
you say you're watching Hulu.
Well, yeah. I have a significant other sometimes. I can't. There's no
I
other.
have a significant other. She's just awesome.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't kick her out anywhere else. It's the only TV. Can't go play on your tablet. Stop messing with my TV with your remote. Well, the thing is that game's coming out. You can either, buy the game. There's going to have, like, as always, a bonus edition with it, which the one, it's like you get a brain where the case can sit in, and then a zombie mask, everything else. Or it's going to be part of the Xbox Game Pass, which the new thing is you pay $20 a month and you get first run Xbox games when they come out. Like the next one, Sea of Thieves, which I think is next week's that comes out. And then whatever.
Sea of Thieves is the 23rd.
Are you getting that game? I've played a little bit of it, but once again, it's a game you need to play with people.
I am not, because today I just went and dropped $400 and something on an Xbox One X. So
why did you get an Xbox One X?
Because I had the original Xbox One, and it was starting to slow down bad. And that's why that's why like the other day when we were playing PUBG and you were into a wall, it was because my Xbox.
Oh, I see. Okay. Well, I'm not going to get Xbox One X until I get a 4K TV. There's no point in getting that. You got a 4K, though, right?
No, I got a regular, but the Xbox One X has an upgraded processor, so it'll actually move your game a little bit faster.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's not just 4K content.
Well, continuing on discussion of Xbox One, apparently the new update that's going to be coming out, I think one of the biggest feature is allowing you to share your controller on Mixer. So if you're playing you could just start playing a game. And
they caught up with Sony.
Yeah, Well, no. This would be like anybody. Well, Sony, you could share it to a friend of yours. This one, you could put up on Mixer, and you can control. Anybody can control it.
Oh god, it's going to be Twitch plays Pokemon all over again.
Yes, exactly. If you're on the PC, it can help control the experience with an on-screen virtual controller or the physical controller connected to the PC. Have you ever played a game?
We are slowly getting to that world that all of us kids wanted when we were younger. We were always like, I've got PlayStation, I got Xbox. Oh, I wish we could play together. We're there.
We're almost there.
Well, Sony's holding it back right now because Xbox came out the other day and said, hey, we'll share servers for Fortnite if you want to do it. And Sony's like, yeah.
I thought they said Fortnite's supposed to be coming to everything now. Did that change as of at least a day or so ago?
No, it used to be that you could battle Sony people on Fortnite.
Yeah.
Well, Sony's not allowing it now.
Okay.
So they've ixnayed that.
Yeah, that makes no sense. I wonder if I've got that available now, because I've got the update. It says it's only for alpha testers, but I've got the new, because I was reading it says Microsoft Edge browser has been updated, which I've got that. I don't know. Maybe I should test it out today and see if you can control my game. That would be interesting.
Yeah, we'll try it.
Well, Facebook is holding off on a bullet train demo after the school shooter backlash. They released a demo of their VR game Bullet Train after the recent school shooting. They pulled it. We removed the demo from the Oculus Rift station. I guess it was showing off a game where, as you open fire on what appears to be either cops or train gunmen in a train station or whatever. Which I don't know how that. I mean, I understand. This gets me on when TV shows like, oh no, a tragedy, we have to pull this. Like Death Wish, I give it props. They actually, the Florida shooting happened, and they still came out. Like other things were like, oh, we need to pull it. Guess what? If you were a part of that school, more likely you're not going to see Death Wish that weekend because you're going to feel like it's too connected. But it doesn't mean like everyone else is like, oh, we shouldn't. We should observe. And no, just one. I mean, sadly, it's becoming too commonplace. But you can't just change things because of something happens tragically. I don't know, maybe that's an asshole way of thinking, but I think it's stupid. Like, somebody committed suicide this week, so there was an episode of Gossip Girls was coming out that was going to deal with suicide, so we have to pull it because of no, fuck it, just release the goddamn episode. I don't know. Why is that so hard?
Friends did it after September 11th.
What did they have? One where they were crashing into a plane was crashing into a building or something?
One of them had made a joke about it.
No.
About flying into like the tax building or something like that.
Oh, like so was it pretty close or?
What do you mean?
Like was the episode like was it like within that week or two or?
Yeah, it was supposed to be that week.
Oh, I could see that because then people would be like, "That's really bad." But when it's when it's an episode that it's like, yes, it has gun violence, but it's nowhere connected to what that is. Like, oh, we pulled this episode because there was a bank robbery and people got shot. It's not connected anywhere to kids being shot. Just, I don't know, that's me.
Well, people connect whatever they want to connect. And unfortunately, in this world, there's too many damn idiots around. I mean, okay, so I liked Glee. I know you didn't, but they actually did a realistic episode of a school shooting. Like,
well, there wasn't a school shooting. The girl bought the gun. I heard about that one. It was the one girl, right? The Down syndrome girl.
Down syndrome.
Because she was worried, and when I heard about this, and I know I'm jumping on you, but when she was like, apparently she was scared, and they let her. It was okay because I was like, fuck you. She should have been suspended and kicked out of school and everything else. She wasn't suspended or kicked out of school, right?
Right.
That's bullshit, first of all. Kids get fucking kicked out of school because they go bang bang with their fingers.
Right. But it was more... What I'm saying, though, is that the episode portrayed what these kids go through in that situation. Because at that point in the episode, you don't know if that's what the situation was.
No, I understand that. You don't.
So they portrayed, like, the kids freaking out, trying to protect each other and stuff like that. Well, I thought they did a good job at portraying and bringing to light a serious issue. People lost their fucking minds saying that it was a trigger warning and they didn't say anything before the episode.
Well, the whole point is it's supposed to invoke emotion.
Right.
So...
But people don't like having their emotions evoked anymore.
Oh, my God. Just give them all awards and put them in their bubble. God. It's
telling you natural selection. We're stopping it too much.
It's entertainment. That's all it is. And then when the Trump administration is trying to come down saying, oh, it's violent video games. Yeah, and in the 50s and 60s, they said it was Elvis singing because of his pelvis. No. What about medieval times? What were they? The
jousting shows.
The jousting is causing our children to want to murder each other. No, it's just you've got fucked up people, and if you're not able to handle them and not even give them the support they need, they're going to go fucking crazy.
Right.
Everyone's had same access to guns and everything else for all this time. You got to start thinking what is different that hasn't been different. I feel like it's kids' connection to the internet. They get to see so much. They can't get away from bullying. Like when we were younger, you could easily walk away from it. I don't know. You were around the internet.
No, I was in that age where we went from 8 tracks to everything else. So I clearly remember being a kid not having the internet. Not
you
were having a computer.
You were in middle school to high school, about the time when instant messaging and stuff like that were going. Facebook hasn't started, but
I was in 8th grade.
Okay, when Facebook started,
when AOL Instant Messenger was like the thing.
But see, that wasn't as bad as versus Facebook, where people can find you and then harass you consistently. I mean, AOL, they have to know your chat name, and it never was really your name. It was probably like Triple H, Stunner or something like that. Or
mine was Jaboyfish13. That was my AOL name.
My
mom made it for me.
The funny part is when you find somebody that still has an AOL account. The wrestler
at work when they're
the wrestler Al Snow still uses his AOL account because that is the only way people know how to contact him. So
Jeez.
I won't give out his AOL account. I'm not going to be like that. But yeah, but he still keeps it. I mean, because it makes sense. It's kind of like with cell phones now. You're going to keep that same number no matter where you're going because all the people that know your number by that. Because if you change it, good Lord. Yeah. I mean, it's ridiculous if you got to try to contact everybody and do that. So, I don't know. Do you feel like we should, if there's an episode that's coming out around a tragedy, we should pull it or just say, hey, either don't watch it or do, and move the fuck on with your life?
Like in general or for our show?
No. We don't do a show every show is offensive to everyone.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, our audience is they know what we're about.
Oh, my God.
I think if it's pertinent to the situation, maybe chill it out for a minute. But if it's just like, hey, that guy had a knife on him when he did that thing, so we should not show any knife shows for one. No, that's stupid.
But does it really matter? I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'd say just let the episode air. Move on. But people that were affected by whatever tragedy occurred, more than likely not going to watch it. And the people that follow the show, like, I don't watch a show and then go, oh, that was too soon. No, I mean, I'm just
see, here's the thing: I feel like people out there today are literally professional offended. Like,
they are.
What did you just say that offended me? Let me pick something out of what you said. Oh, you said the sky is blue? Fuck you. I see it as green. That offended me. Like, they're just professional offended people.
They are. There's a lot of people that get offended by just random stuff. Like,
right.
Everybody has an opinion. Everyone's offended. Yeah. That's why I'm not allowed. When you see me post on a Facebook, I will talk about people, but I never say a name. Because I'm not,
right.
And a lot of times I don't even get on, I will not even argue a point on anybody's, unless I'm really cool with you. Like you, I can get on you post something, I can bust your balls because I know you're cool with it. I've got other people on my Facebook that have gotten way offended, and I'm just like, all I'm doing is challenging, asking you why you feel a certain way. And every time you never come back with, this is why I feel this way. This is what I'm just like, hey, I feel different. Why do you feel your way? And everyone's like, oh, just I can't defend myself. Oh, so you're an asshole. Fuck you, fucking dick. The most recent one is I went and saw the movie, and if any of my friends have seen my review on my Facebook page, Red Sparrow with Jennifer Lawrence. Stacey, if you're listening, just turn off now because she's mad at me because she hadn't seen it yet. And it's an okay movie. It's a girl from Kentucky, or a woman from Kentucky, don't say girl. A woman from Kentucky who's playing a Russian who loses her accent halfway through the movie, randomly. There's an Australian guy playing an American agent who a number of times loses that American accent and goes Australian. And it's just pretty much, I was talking to my mom. I went to go see the movie with my mom and dad. I knew there's nudity in there. I knew there was torture in there. We were just going to go see it. I didn't have a problem. I wasn't weirded out or anything like that. But like even myself was like, I felt there was way too much nudity. I don't mind seeing Jennifer Lawrence nude. When the flapping happened, I would admit I checked it out. But it was just like you could cut down on how much you show. You can tell a story without having to present so much out there. And there's way.
Dude, I feel that way about True Blood. Like Brandy's been going through True Blood on Amazon Prime Video.
Do you not feel
every time
at a certain point you're just
moaning?
At a certain point you're just like, I'm done with this. I've seen nothing is shocking me or titillating me. I'm just whatever. And so the movie's not that
right.
The movie's not that good. There's a lot of problems with it. And so I saw somebody about a week or so ago post on their Facebook that this is probably the best Jennifer Lawrence movie ever. Even better than the one she won Academy Awards for. And I was like, wow. That's some...
The Silver Linings or whatever?
Yeah, Silver Lining Playbook, and then the Bones movie. I can't remember. That was the first one she got won it for. It's not Lovely Bones, but it's something else. So I was like, wow, that's a very strong review of Jennifer Lawrence's acting. So I go in seeing this movie, and I'm thinking, what the fuck was he watching? Or was he just getting off to her being naked and tortured? Because that's the only thing that was in that movie.
Right.
Because, one, when I'm watching her doing a bad Russian accent, I'm like, this is taking me out of it. And then when she loses her accent ever so often, and then I start to, and at that point, I start thinking, every review you say is way too positive, which means none of your reviews matter anymore. To me, it is. Because anytime you're like, this is the best movie ever, I'm like, I call bullshit because you're way too... Maybe you're trying to be positive every time. Because, like Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith is positive about every fucking comic book movie ever. Never says a negative thing, ever. Because I guess he wants to stay always connected into that world. And that's what I think this guy's doing. He wants no matter what, someone will be like, yeah, I like that you were positive with me. And I'm gonna be a part of whatever you are. And that person's fake. So I have at least, when you come to me, I'm going to have an opinion. And if I like it, if I don't, even though you guys always say I hate everything, I don't. And somebody actually wrote like, hey, I like your reviews because at least lets me find stuff I've never, seen before. And I went and I was like, dude, thank you for saying that. Because I try to give an accurate review of why I like something, why I don't. I don't just hate something. Now, I will admit I'm not going to probably see Wrinkle in Time because I don't like Oprah Winfrey and I don't like Reese Witherspoon, but that's me. So it could be a good movie. I don't know. But I don't want to watch 2 hours of Reese Witherspoon and Oprah Winfrey.
Right.
Call me sexist.
I agree with that.
See, look, you agree with that.
I'm sorry. Oh, just because Oprah Winfrey can do a talk show doesn't make her a great actor.
No, it doesn't.
Just like, a guy who can do a reality show doesn't make him a great president.
Well, it was like, with that, I was listening to sports radio one night, driving home from work, and they were talking about the NFL. And they go, and on the phone with us is Snoop Dogg, and we're going to get his impression of where the NFL is going. And I go, why? Why is Snoop Dogg? Why do we care what fucking Snoop Lion at the time thinks about the NFL? He is not an NFL player. I don't give a fuck what Snoop Lion thinks. Thank you. Yeah, it's like when comedians are just way too political. no, I want to stop following you because I joined your Twitter page or your Facebook page because I think you're funny. And when you're just like, oh, I hate this person, they're horrible, I wish they'd be impeached, and I'm just like, I'm bored. You're not funny anymore. You're not what I want to pay attention to. Oh, all right.
Speaking of which, I went and saw Lewis Black the other night.
How was Lewis Black?
Fantastic. Like, I feel bad for him. He's almost 70 now. He's 69.
Oh my Lord!
And you can definitely tell it's affecting him. Like, the show was great. He had me laughing. It didn't end like most comic shows do on some big joke.
It's a setup from the beginning. The first joke of the night usually has a payoff at the end.
Right. So he didn't do that. They did this thing where he stepped off stage for a minute and he comes back and they're on Facebook Live. And evidently they do this after every single show. It's called Rage Something. And I think he's just getting too old to do what he does. I mean, he's funny. I love his opinion on things. Turns out he's been a playwright for over 40 years now.
No way.
Yeah, he's got plays out there with his name on them, Lewis Black and everything. So, but he was shaking real bad.
Oh.
And this last summer, he was overseas, and he suffered from a really bad pneumonia attack.
Oh, horrible!
And he said it took. He was in the hospital for almost a month, recovering from it. And so I think that's really has affected him. I mean, when he was picking up his water just to drink it while he was talking, he was like shaking the water bottle.
Oh, so
and then he'd set it down.
He
tried to set it back down, and it would.
So he may be done
with
he might touring. Be done. Yeah. It sounds like he's. But it sounds like he's dealing with
if you
possibly Parkinson's or something.
Do what?
It sounds like he may be dealing with Parkinson's or something.
Maybe, or he's just getting up there. I don't know, but
yeah.
I mean, it was a good show though. I loved it. I loved his opening guy. He was real funny. I can't remember his name for the life of me though. But yeah, it was a good show. He was a political comedian that I've always grown up with. Him and George Carlin, you know.
Let's see. I'm trying to think who the opening act for Lewis Black. I'm trying to find it here. Is it John Bowman?
That sounds about right.
Okay.
Is he a Jewish looking guy?
I don't know. No, maybe not. I don't know.
He's definitely an older gentleman.
Okay. I don't know. I didn't see a picture. I just pulled up like names, but I could be wrong on that. I don't know. Yeah, he was looking old. Yeah, he didn't do his yelling stuff. He didn't do. Oh, it's sad.
Like every now and then he would yell real quick, but then it would end. So it only lasts for like 2 or 3 seconds.
So yeah, he just doesn't have it in anymore. All right.
Yeah,
that's sad.
But it was still a good show. I enjoyed it. It was worth the money. Louisville Palace Theater, as always, was just beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been in there, but
I've been there a few times. I was there when Chappelle lost his mind and quit for a while.
Oh, that's nice.
Mm-hmm. When did I ever tell you that story of Chappelle?
No, you have to tell that one to me.
All right, so here it is. I had gotten free tickets to go see Chappelle at the Palace, so I didn't pay. They're pretty decent seats, and we're there, and we're watching it. And apparently, by this time, the annoying drunk frat guys were just like, I'm Rick James, bitch, and just kept yelling it and stuff like that. And so Chappelle just stops doing his act. And he asked, he's like, please, no heckling or anything like that. I just want to get through my set. And then they kept doing it, or they were just like, oh, blah, 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 blah. And so he starts telling a story about Damon Wayans. And when Damon Wayans got super popular within Living Color, what was his most famous character in Living Color?
That girl.
That girl. What is that girl? No, I'm talking about when he was in Living Color. Not Damon Wayans Jr. that was in... What are you talking about, that girl?
Damon Wayans, he did a girl impression. It might not have been that same show. Never mind.
All right.
Anyways.
In Living Color, he did... His most popular character was Homie the Clown. Do you remember Homie the Clown?
Oh, barely.
Oh, God. You must have not watched In Living Color. And his big line was, homie, don't play that. And so when Damon Wayans went back and started touring again, that's all he got was, say, homie, don't play that, blah, blah, blah. And he said that Damon Wayans got so pissed off Then he just says, fuck it, homie, don't play that, dropped the mic, and he walked off. And Chappelle tells the story. And as soon as he finishes the story, he drops the mic and walks off. And then
nice.
And then it's over. And this was the middle of the act. 30 minutes have gone by. So you figured he at least had another 45, maybe an hour of act that he should have went through. I mean, for God's sakes, the guy did like 24 hours straight one time. So everyone's sitting around, don't know what to do. And then he laughs, and they were just like, that was so weird. And then a couple weeks later, Chappelle's lost his mind, and he's went to Africa. And I was like, wow. So I saw when he apparently, that last straw had came, and he was like, fuck this. And I think he said he'd never come back to Louisville. Yeah. The funny thing is he lives like just about 2 hours away from us up in Dayton. So it's
yeah, right.
It's interesting. But yeah, that's my Damon Wayans, not Damon Wayans, but Dave Chappelle story. So to finish up the last part of the show, Batman Gotham City Chronicles raised over $1 million in its first hour on Kickstarter. It's one of these games where you've got a board set up and you have characters and you're trying to complete tasks and stop other ones like Dead of Winter or the Turtles or Ghostbuster games where it's objectives and everything else. The game apparently cost, if you were to get it, entry-level pledge is $140.
Holy hell.
Yes. That's what gets you in there. And this was
crazy.
where I was and it looks like a very cool game. You can either play as like heroes or villains. And there's two like different boards that you can get. Like if you do the 150, you get the Gotham City Chronicles base game, one copy of it, and here we go. And all unlock stretch goes, and then if you do the 320, you get that plus like a copy of Wayne Manor. You get the expansion games, the Batmobile add-on. It's a lot, but I feel like Oh, okay. So 140 is you actually get two boxes. One is a hero's box. One is a villain's box. So that makes kind of sense. Where I said I would be willing to pay $60 for a game.
That'd be $70 a piece.
Yeah. So you're getting two games out of it, I guess, that you can play. Would you be willing to pay $140 for gaming?
Nope.
That's a lot.
Nope.
I mean,
I'll just wait till Concave next year.
If somebody's got it, yes. I mean, it looks really cool. It'd be interesting to play, but you'd really have to play like all the time.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. And unfortunately with these games that are very niche games, like you play it a couple times with your buddies, it's cool, you put it up on the shelf.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'd love to play board games like once, like every month or whatever, but sometimes it's hard to just pull that off.
Right, and like the Red Dragon Inn was cool, and I could see playing it a few times, but I know I would shelf it.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I bought Flux. I like Flux. It's quick game, so I know that one I'm not going to shelf. Like, that one I'm keeping it in my car. That way
you can play two players very easily with that game.
Right.
Yeah, we got Stacy had bought me for my birthday Monster Rejects, which we finally played today. That did not go so well because she kept reading the rules, and for some reason she was reading the rules different than I was, and at one point...
So it's Munchkin.
Why? Is that because the rules can be confusing or something?
Yeah, you not played Munchkin real much?
I have Adventure Time ones that I played once, I think. And I know we had to stop because the person was just like, this is confusing. I don't like this game. Which seems to happen
Munchkin's
a lot.
not confusing. It's just that everything can get added in. Oh. And the rules are to be interpreted by the owner of the game.
Oh,
so
really? Okay.
It's last say.
That's why you got screwed over in the competition.
No, I got screwed over. That's a...
You know what? I think like when you... All right, So Kennedy here was in a Munchkin. Stacy apparently is listening. She wrote, "It's Martin's rules." You were in a competition for Munchkins, and apparently we're like destroying the competition, like at Concave.
Right.
And then you ended up in the finals, and lo and behold, you found out that everyone you're playing against were related in some form or fashion. and were trumping any rule that you try to create.
Right. Anything I was doing, they just fucked me over. Okay, so anybody who's listening who plays Munchkin, I was level 4. Everybody else was like level 3, and then there was a guy that was above me that was level 4 or level 5, and they attacked me like I was level 9 going for the win. So I knew from then on I was pretty much out of that.
And then they just took you out. And then the funny part is you kind of explained that you didn't think everything was fair, or you were a little dismayed. And then I thought was interesting was they like, oh, hey, since it was close to your birthday, here, we're giving you this. And I was like, Yeah,
they gave me a copy of Munchkin Loot Letter. That did redeem it for me a little bit.
I felt that's why, because they realized, oh, I think we might have been wrong with what we did to him. Let's just make him happy, which was nice. They could have been like, oh, fuck him. But they did give you that, and everybody had a good time. So, yeah. Even the little kid you destroyed in Betrayal at the House on the Hill, which was
I pissed him off.
So we were
Why do you do that?
I don't know if anyone listening has ever played Betrayal on the House of the Hill, which every time I've tried playing always ends with everyone arguing with me because the game, when setting up, is very confusing. When you get into it and everybody knows what's going on, it goes a little smoother. But I've only played it twice and been in arguments every time. The first time we played it, and then at Concave with Kennedy when he was just like, what the fuck are the rules? And Kennedy apparently did that to me a few times.
I thought I did that for the dragon.
You did do that for the dragon. You felt we were jumping on you. You're like, you're not explaining the fucking rules. But you did that some way when we were playing Betrayal. And so we're playing with this like 12-year-old kid. And the kid was apparently getting on Kennedy's nerves.
Oh my god, the whole weekend.
Because every time we played, the kid would just fuck the game up no matter what. Like, hey, this game goes this way. Oh, I'm just going to play this for no apparent reason, but it fucks the board up. And and I'm a nice guy. Unbeknownst to everybody, I am a nice guy. I will let anybody play that asks to play. Until Kennedy looks at me and goes, don't fucking no play. At one point, kid goes, hey, can I play? And he's like, no, this is a private game. So
I did do that.
So the kid jumps in and plays the game. Instantly get dirty looks from Kennedy. And so in the Betrayal, if you've never played it, is the characters go into this house. They're walking through the house. You're unlocking rooms and items and everything else. And every time you find certain items, you roll fun haunt, which means if you roll more, if you don't roll enough dice correctly, it starts where somebody is going to betray the rest of the group. Lo and behold, it was the 12-year-old kid, which first of all starts us going, oh shit, this is going to get confusing. Because we don't know how.
Read the book.
Yes.
So
there's a book.
To read the book.
There's a book for us to figure out what we need to do to stop him. There's a book for him. He decided to take a shit in the middle of this right when we were about to do this for like 20 minutes, and then came back. He read the book. We assume he understood everything that was going on. So what was happening was we needed to now go in. His body had been taken over by a spirit that was now trying to hunt us down and take over our bodies and then put his spirit into everybody. And we either had to destroy him first or we had to destroy everybody else he had taken over. And he needed to destroy the crystal ball, which your sister had, and then try to take over our bodies. He first starts off, and I swear to God, I thought he's going straight for that crystal ball. And then he turns left. And and so I send your sister after him because she could shoot that crystal ball like across the hallway. And we try knocking him out, and he keeps running. And it just like doesn't make any sense where he's going. I'm like, where the fuck's this kid going? He's just running off. And Kennedy's got this character that is super powerful, runs this kid down, and just destroys him in like 2 moves. And we're like, oh, and I go, huzzah, we won. And the kid goes, well, wait, what's going on? I was like, we just beat you. He goes, I was hiding the fact that I was the bad guy. And I was like, we knew you were the bad guy. The book told us you were the bad guy. That's why we were hunting you down. wait, I could do other stuff in here. That's not our fault. He goes, Kennedy turns and goes, you should have read the book.
I don't know what the fuck else to say. Like,
we told him read the book. Figure it out. This is what you gotta
book.
do. But the fact that he was hiding, like he was trying to hide from us, and I'm like, we knew you were the bad guy. It's not like all of like we were playing werewolf, and all of a sudden it's like, oh shit, this kid's the bad guy. We didn't know. He's been setting traps the whole time. No, we knew because, but we had a fun time.
We did. We played lots of Bears versus Babies, which we highly recommend that game.
Yes, I have a copy of that one.
What was the other game we played that was stupid fucking fast?
That was 5 Minute Dungeon.
Was that a 5 Minute Dungeon?
Yeah, that goes really fast, especially if you've got everybody in position. Because we were slightly struggling with 4 players. Wait, you didn't play with us, did you? No.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, you did. So yeah, you played with 4. We struggled a little bit, but we knocked it all out. And when we got that 5th guy in there, it's like we just flew right through. Because you could just dump cards.
Stopping time. And...
Yeah. That went really quick. Your sister pretty much ended the Flux game in like 5 turns, so we all lost.
Yeah.
Because we were playing the Cthulhu version. Yeah. Red Direct Tavern.
Which is the one I bought.
Red Direct Tavern I enjoyed very much, which the funniest part is it's a drinking game. It's if you don't know what the game is, it's about these D&D, in essence, characters are at a bar, and you're trying to get them drunk enough that they pass out and get thrown out of the bar, or get them beat up so much that they get thrown out of the game, or they lose all their money and they can't pay for their drinks anymore and get tossed out. And I walked up to them Saturday afternoon. They're playing it, and nobody has a fucking drink. They're all like sodas, and I'm like, the fuck is going on in this game? Y'all should be drinking, and you're all just playing a drinking game with no drinks. What other games did we play? I played Dead of Night, or Dead of Winter, which I actually have the copy signed by, the comic book writer of that. I can't remember his name now. I'm stumped completely. Oh, fuck it. Anyway, that was an okay game. We all died.
We tried to play that one with Stacy that she quit on.
Yes, we played, like, I've never, but we got to the point, like, oh, we need a bigger group. Because it was like 4 of us, and most of us knew each other, so it was really hard to, figure out, like,
right.
Or, yeah, we need, I think, 2 more people to play that game. And I can't think of anything else. But it's interesting, if you've never gone to Concave, they have, I'd have to say there was less hotel parties this year than there has in the past. I'm thinking what we should do next year is to get a room, because you were talking about doing a karaoke, and we do a karaoke night one night. I've got the equipment. We can get one of the room. Maybe we'll get with Jason. They'll have the room one night. We'll have the room the other night, and we'll do a karaoke night. We'll set up, and we'll do like a lounge bar or something.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you for agreeing with me.
Sounds good to me.
All right, because you were like, we should do karaoke. I was like, yeah, it sounds like a good idea. I'd have a good time. And we'd sit there and sing and stuff like that. And
get some pudding shots.
Yep. I got yelled at by an old woman after the Luchadors took on the Wrecking Crew in a wrestling match. Which,
I forgot about that lady.
Yes. The Luchadors and the Wrecking Crew. The Wrecking Crew is these bunch of guys. It's their kind of their group. Don't know how the name came or anything like that. And so they wrestle these other people that dress up as luchas, and they wrestle. And there was a betrayal this year, and we'll have the video and we'll show it out.
2 betrayals.
Yeah, you're right. And so at the end, I shot all the video, and Kennedy caught the other half of it. And I was like, hey, let's do a stand up and let's get you guys shooting a promo that y'all won. And we just walked barely into the hallway. Now, you understand, people are drinking all night at this place. And so
for 3 days.
And it was like midnight on a Saturday. And they're going, yeah, blah, 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 luchadors, you guys, blah, blah, blah. And his old lady's like, comes out, sir, you all need to be quiet. Sir, it is late. People are sleeping, sir. I was like... It's midnight.
Came to the wrong hotel.
I know. I was like, did you come to Concave, or did you actually book this place and you somehow have a room that is right next to the pool where everything is going on?
The fucking pool.
And then I know we talked about the story on on Simply Drunk, but you had a extra visitor Friday night, didn't you?
Oh God, that was so ridiculous. So we have this guy. We come into our room and he's laying on Dakota's bed, and we're just like, dude, and he won't get up for nothing. We're like, dude, you're in the wrong room, and he wouldn't get up for. So we got hotel management and everything, and they wake him up, and he's talking about how he's been in there since 2/3, and he doesn't understand, and his wife did it, and we're just like, what? And like hotel management, God bless them, they're the nicest guys out there. I'm so glad they let Concage happen there, and they were just great. But they were too nice. Like they would not kick this guy. So eventually I had to be like, dude, get the fuck out my room. It's a great night.
And then apparently the guy was like, where they were staying was the second floor.
Complete opposite.
Yeah, it was complete
we
opposite.
were staying on the second floor.
Yeah,
he was on the opposite end of the hotel.
And like on a third floor, on the other, like the place is weird looking. If you look at a map of the hotel, it looks like a gun. Swear to God, it looks like a gun. And he is on the third floor of the other annex, and still somehow before they came to change the sheets, had ended up back at their door.
Back at their
yes.
Yes.
I think what happened was he was there. He had your room the night before, and I bet the key card had not changed, and then got his room. Because how would he have gotten in unless you guys somehow just left the door unlocked, which is weird because most of those doors should shut anyway. I say that, but my room was missing a whole bed, and they gave us a full-size bed instead of a queen, which was wonderful being a big guy trying to sleep in that damn thing. Oh,
right.
But I didn't want to complain. I was trying to be nice. But it was a good time, head by all. $50 it was a $50, right?
It was fun.
$50 to drink all weekend.
45 if you're early.
You get to eat. They had a concert. They had an art show. We had podcasting going on. Board gaming 24 hours a day. It's a good time. It's just a bunch of nerds. Really, it's what it is. It's a bunch of nerds. So you should definitely check it out. It is not a comic book convention. It is just a nerd convention, really. So go check it out. The other
thing, if you bring your 12-year-old prepared to have them yelled at.
Why were they yelled at?
I will do it.
Oh,
I will yell at the 12-year-old.
Why'd you yell at the 12-year-old?
That was the kid.
That kid, yes. Yeah, it's true, yes. It's because I don't even know where that kid's parents were. They showed up once, I think. Like, hey, is Jonathan here? And they're like, no, we haven't seen him. Okay. I was like, what? The same thing is, I was standing out on my balcony looking out at the pool, and I saw a 2-year-old running around the pool, and I don't see any parent paying attention. I saw somebody else sitting there going, hey, and the kid kept getting really close to the pool, and somebody's like, whose kid is this? And they're like, oh, it's mine. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Somebody pay attention to this damn kid. I'm looking, I cannot jump over this railing to the bottom floor to save this kid. I mean, I'll run as fast as my fat ass would get down there, and the elevator would get me there, but God, that kid's probably going to drown. I mean, I know there's people down there, but I seem to be the only one paying attention to this fucking 2-year-old running around the pool. God. All right. Well, other things you can check out is our Facebook page, Frackin' Nerds, Twitter, Instagram. We're going to start working on some more content. I don't think Kennedy understands what I'm asking from him, but hopefully soon he will. We're going to start doing a lot more, like I said, weekly reviews of what, or not reviews, but weekly recaps of things that are going on. We're going to try to do information on comic book TV series and like who they are, why they are. Maybe our top 5, board games to be checking out or playing. A lot of different things, a lot of different contents, mostly our opinions. If you hate our opinions, you probably don't want to watch it because it'll just be our opinions. But otherwise, yeah, that's the biggest things to go check it out. Yeah. I think, do you have anything to add, Kennedy?
No, just keep watching us because it's going to get big soon.
Yeah, we hope. One day. We're working on some other guests to be calling in. Right now, we've got some feelers out to former WWE wrestlers and possibly some Howard Stern people and other things. So who knows? Who knows? Yeah. I don't know. Maybe
Fun,
not.
fun.
Could be. But remember, always check us out on Spreaker, on iHeartRadio, iTunes, and Google Play for the podcast. And again, all those little social sites, come check us out. Yeah. And you know what? Come on Facebook. Tell me I'm an asshole. I'm used to it. I have no problem with it. I accept it. I have an opinion. I like it. And Kennedy still watches Fuller House, and he's got 8 more fucking seasons of 6 more seasons of Supernatural that he has to get through. So, which is your favorite Winchester?
I can move on.
Kennedy?
Dean.
Everyone loves Dean. Everyone loves Dean.
But Sam's a fucking douche so far.
But everyone loves Dean no matter what. I've never seen anybody love Sam. Everyone loves Dean. Who does Brandy? Who does Brandy
John,
like?
I liked John until he died. So.
Spoilers. I think they bring him back though. Spoilers again. He's the heavy guy, right?
John's the dad.
Oh, the dad. Oh yeah. They did find his bat, and then he became Negan.
Yeah, he became Negan.
Yes. All right. Well, that will bring the show to a close. What did you learn this week, Kennedy?
That my job as a tech could get easier soon.
It could be in California. Not here yet. It has to become a national thing before they allow you to disconnect it. But yeah, if you need anything worked on, Kennedy is available illegally to do it for you for a good price. I don't know if that's true.
It's not illegally, not warranted.
And I learned that there's a lot of TV shows that Kennedy needs to watch, and he has picked Supernaturals as the one he is going to be working on right now.
If it didn't work 6 days a week, it'd be easier. So
it would be, right? And you didn't have to work almost 12 hours a day and everything else. Yeah. Hey, there's a prospecting event coming up. So, all right. For Kennedy, this is Doc Martin saying, have a fracking good week.